Hello, viewers. Today I have about an hour to spend out here, and it's kind of like some low-hanging fruit stuff that I need to get done out in the sunroom. So basically, I need to hook up the surround speaker here, the subwoofer, and the power bar. I'm having an issue with connecting the cable. There's not a proper input on this TV. Soundbar is not even, maybe 2 years old. It's not even 2 years old. TV is months old. It's not even that old. So I got to deal with that. I don't recall what's in that bag. I have some, yes, they're LED lights to put up in here. A few more screens that I found in the garage when I cleaned out the garage at this point a month and a half ago. And most of the screens are in. Today it's 90 degrees outside. And so I was gonna either do a project outside. I have about an hour to spend, my lunch hour, or just work in here. So I just thought I'd work in here. And yeah, I didn't get the, let's call it, my irrigation system going in the backyard in time to save this burned out lawn, which is full of weeds anyway. Front lawn looks much better because I had the sprinkler going. The other thing I would like to do is pull these couches out a little bit because they're kind of like backed up against the windows. And then I would like to run electricity to these end tables here so I can essentially eventually I want to get a couple lamps out here and we could do that. So I'm not saying I'm going to get all this done at this point, but I figured I'd take you with me for what I got to do. Should turn on the fan in here because it's warm. If it's 90 outside, and then I have a couple extra indoor outdoor unused new old stock carpets, but this is what's here, and they're in pretty good shape, so I probably won't touch those. Maybe I'll store them in the basement. Maybe I'll put them up on marketplace. Chairs, these wooden chairs go in the basement, kind of thing. And these end tables, the snack tables, they're getting used. So no rhyme or reason, I'm going to chip away at this right now. So if you want to hang out with me for the next hour, we'll get you up on the tripod. Let's see if we can not break everything here. Okay, it looks like you got a decent view. I'll try to be aware of what's going on. So the easiest thing for me to do is to get those chairs out of here. So we're going to do that first. And I do have this data logger here. That's actually 93 degrees in here. That's really nice. 93 degrees in the shade. So regardless, I'm going to be sweating. And I have to cut some grass after work. So I thought I'll do that after work, and I won't likely bring you with me to cut the grass. All right, instead of dead air silence, think about something to talk about with you guys. I think the last time I kind of worked in the office area to organize that, I talked about YouTube and the algorithms. So first off, I guess kind of continuing on for that video, and I'm not sure if that video has quite aired yet, but if it has, cool. Well, by the time this airs, that one would have aired. So I guess in real time the video has not aired, but when you see this, it has aired. So both statements are correct. But I want to say I've noticed since, and I'll continue on that briefly. So in June, I went to the fan meet and met a lot of people, a lot of great people. And I met a number of viewers, subscribers, and regular contributors to the channel in terms of commentary, which was just amazing. And I noticed, now those people are already subscribers, but I noticed a steady uptake in subscribers. This channel is still very small by any definition, but what I don't want to say concerned about, but what I was trying to figure out is, how come I see channels that look like they have nothing going on. They might have 5 videos and they have over 1,000 subscribers, and the channel's 10 years old. So I don't know if it's just like, oh, someone stumbles upon a video that's relevant to the search they're doing, and they're like, oh, I like this content, I'll subscribe, even though they don't put out any new videos. So I could not figure that out, and I was very happy that the Jordan, and I went out on a limb in one of my videos last year and congratulated him on a 10-year anniversary with YouTube. And I was really nervous about doing that video because I'm talking directly to another YouTuber who doesn't know me, and it could be borderline seen as obnoxious. But I just wanted to recognize, you know, kind of the influence the guy had on me or has on me and this channel. And no, I'm not trying to copy what he does, but I'm trying to basically what he made me realize is you don't have to be this super polished, edited version. You could just be yourself, and you can meet like-minded people and learn from one another. So anyway, what he commented on is he said something about he was surprised that in his response, he said he was surprised that I didn't have more subscribers. He did endorse the channel and say, you know, people should check this channel out, some good stuff, which meant the world to me. I felt like it was just like confirmation that I'm on the right path that somebody said that. But so I've been trying to spend some time to figure that out, and since the last video I talked about it, I have, and I'm going to ask you to hold that thought because I got to step inside with these things because I'm going to put them in the laundry area. They need to be washed. So my rate of subscribers has gone up in the past month or so. I've been getting more subscribers than there's days in the month. That's the way I've kind of been looking at it. And there's really no coincidence that this all has occurred after the fan meet. So 2 things. One, there's obviously people who were there who weren't subscribers that I met that possibly subscribe to the channel, and I certainly in return, not even return, just proactively try to subscribe to as many people as I met that have channels, because there's some great stuff out there, and I've been learning a lot. All right, so these chairs, I'm debating on leaving them. That one's busted, or has a busted whatever you call that, spindle. In fact, you guys were with me when I got this table a while ago from a yard Facebook marketplace. So I think I'm going to leave this here, like this for now, and then put those chairs in the basement. But what I want to say, and I'll put the broken one in the basement, but what I wanted to say is basically, aside from meeting people at the fan meet and then gaining some subscribers there, and I think what I'm trying to figure out is, I think because they have subscribed to me and they have content that's similar to mine, when YouTube serves up content or like-minded content to a viewer, they're sharing stuff from that channel that they might have started with, and then they might be serving up content from this channel. So there's that theory. The other theory is, so I typically, and I can share this, and those who follow me see it, I typically share, I typically have one video, at least one video air a day. I've been doing that for well over a year since I really got into the channel, and so that has gone up. Hold that thought, because I'm going to run this stuff down to the basement. So let me finish that thought as I'm running back and forth. Also, let me make sure I'm still recording here. Yeah, we're still recording. So with that in mind, I've been putting out a video a day. I've been doing it for some time. I typically set them 8 a.m. So there you go. Huddle around your device, because at 8 a.m. in the morning comes a new episode of Cartier Ed. Joking aside, oh, this is better. Joking aside, I've been going back and looking at the content of those videos, right? So I typically don't gain subscribers, I don't believe, when I'm doing a vlog, much like this one, or I have kind of, if you will, specials. I don't know how you say it, but I like to read. So I've been doing what I call a book report. Brief 10 minutes about a book I read. I liked it, I didn't like it, why maybe you should read it, etc. Or why I read it. So there's that, right? And then I travel a lot for work, so I rent vehicles quite a bit. So I've been doing this like rental car review. If I'm at an interesting place, I may do a quick video on the place itself. Those videos that typically air every single day, again, lower hit rate on views, and while they see lower views, I don't think I get any new subscribers based on them. Occasionally I get lucky. So there's that. I don't really do many shorts or whatever you call them. Occasionally, like, I may have something silly I saw somewhere or whatever, and I upload it and it loads it up as a short, and I just leave it. Sometimes when I do that, I get a quick, like, 1,000 views or something. And so the reason I'm struggling is the legs on these couches are broken. I inherited them with this house. But they have those like lifts or whatever you want to call them underneath. So I got to slide everything. But so I don't get much there, right? So the content that I seem to get the most traction with is the fans, right? And that's really, oh, there we go. That's why it was off. It was sideways. Okay, that's exactly what I wanted here. Utensils, plastic utensils, unused. They must have fallen. All right, so this, much better. Okay. So when I do the fans, I tend to get the most hits, and the Jordan pointed this out. The newer the fan tends to attract more viewers, which logically doesn't make sense. You'd think the old vintage would be more interesting. But I have a theory. People like the new fan videos because they're either considering a purchase or they had made a purchase and the purchase was trash. So they're looking at other models and they're just doing a quick search, whether it comes up through Google or YouTube search itself. Because I literally just had someone comment on the old Utilitech video I did a year ago, say, hey, thanks for explaining this to me. My Lascos keep falling over and breaking. Utilitech seems more sturdy based on how you showed how the feet operate. So I think that's what goes on there. Bottom of the line is, so what I decided to do is, I decided to really, like, while I upload at least one video a day, and I'm kind of queued up, for a while I was queued out 2 months. So I thought, okay, well, am I just going to keep adding videos on so I'm out 3 months, and then some of the content becomes a little dated, right? So like if I'm talking about fans running and it's August, but it doesn't air until like October, that's kind of loses its punch. So then I thought, let me go back. I got the 2 months out, so let me go back and air a second video a day based on content. So if the original video scheduled for 8 in the morning was non-fan related, and then I would schedule a second video. I'd go back to, like, say tomorrow, and look like, okay, well, I have a fan video airing tomorrow. How about the next day? Nope, I have some other content scheduled. Let's air a fan video at 8 o'clock at night. So I have done that all throughout the summer. As of this recording, it's August 12th. I've done it all throughout the summer, starting since the fan meet, and that's when I've noticed also a spike. And when I say a spike, I should say a quicker addition of new subscribers than I was previously seeing. So what I'm finding is the algorithm really wants similar or like content, and when you deviate off, that's where like I kind of tank. Using the description, using the tags, all of that stuff, you still kind of tank. Occasionally you get lucky. Like I aired an old video of my kids drinking out of a water fountain for the first time. Right away I got 1,000 views very quickly. But if I air a video of me talking about some customer service experience I had, I get little views, and then over time, over 6 months, a year, it slowly starts to amp up. So I guess what I'm trying to figure out is, people like the Jordan, and again, he's kind of my model because I look up to his channel. I look up to the guy. He's also, I had the pleasure of meeting him. He's a very nice guy, good human being. What is interesting is, so he obviously has, if you study that channel, he has content on fans, lights, air conditioners, space heaters, just even outside, like call it like landscaping. He does a great job there. Christmas lights, absolutely. But yet he has a lot of, my point being is he has a lot of diverse topics, and he has over 60, now granted his channel is 10 years old and he probably has over 5,000 videos, maybe 10,000 videos. He has over 60,000 subscribers, and he gets hits on all these other videos that deviate from some of his core topics on that channel, some of his core hobbies. So what I'm trying to understand is, when will that happen on this channel? Is it because he built up such a following on those core topics and a likable personality that people want to kind of check out the videos regardless of the topic? That's one thought I had, because he's when he's serious, he's funny. Like I don't know if he does it on purpose or not, but I'm thoroughly entertained. Like I'm educated and entertained when I watch his videos. And so I'm wondering if many others feel the same way. So regardless if he's working on putting a lamppost up in his yard, or driving around town with a steel rake and a shovel unclogging drains that have wet leaves in them, he still gets high number of views. And is it because of his personality, that kind of thing, right? Or is his channel have enough of a following that the algorithm says, okay, you have enough of a following that when you go into these other areas that are not in your core like topics, that we will award you with a good position, so your content gets served up like as a suggested video for someone else looking at a like topic. I don't know. So anyway, those are some of the things I've been thinking about, and kind of this summer's been a little bit of an experiment with doing double videos based on my core content, which has been fans, and it seems so far early results have been, it's kind of working, right? Let me just grab these two chairs and I'll be right back with you. And it's nice because I get to step into the air conditioning. The other thing I want to say is this whole thing that I'm doing here with YouTube and whatnot, it's not to earn a buck. Because if I wanted to earn a buck, I probably would have first invested in like better equipment. I probably would do more polished and edited videos and just try to be like very, you know, almost not very, but more like controversial, so I get more hits, you know? It's not what this is. I am here to share my hobby and also to share some of my life. And and what's cool is like at first when I started doing this, like I was very closed book. It was just about whatever I was filming and that was it. But then I started getting comments like, oh man, it must be great to make videos all day. Well, I wish, because I love doing it. And that's, again, why I do this. It's fun making videos. And it's fun, I think, what I've learned from me, hey look, I'm not Mr. Bubbly personality, right? However, I do like talking to people. I do like sharing experiences, good, bad, and different. Things that I learned the hard way, I like sharing with people so maybe they learn something. Or something cool that someone should try. But I gotta say, so I decided to let my personality come through a little bit, and that's made this way more fun, right? Because I feel like I'm talking to some friends, especially those of you who regularly comment, like I know who you are, and potentially you'll be commenting on this, as well as those who I've met in person. The first time I met some of the viewers in person, I never had been so flattered before, I don't think, where people said they heard me speaking to somebody else and they recognized my voice and approached me and introduced themselves. That was mega, mega cool. Like, I'm super, like, words cannot describe that feeling that people enjoy the words that you're speaking and, you know, or, you know, I'm not saying they listen to every single word, nor should they, but it's just really cool, and it's cool to meet new friends that way, and I consider those people friends, which is neat. All right, 2 more chairs, then I don't think I'll be running out of the room for a little while. And it's getting hot. I should turn on this fan here, but the inside here sounds like a wind tunnel, and it's nice to actually have no noise for 5 minutes. Be right back. Okay, so those chairs I was just thinking about when I was down there, those might get listed on Marketplace as free items. Normally I try to get a buck or two for something, but they're so old and worn out. So those might be like put in the front yard on free. So the interesting thing is, in here is, okay, I have, you might have saw when I first brought the camera in, I have a space heater over here, which you might be like, it's 93 degrees, it's August 11th or 12th, you just said, and we have a space heater. Well, I was out of town on vacation, but I was told the one morning it actually went as low as 47 degrees, which is just totally unacceptable. Turn this on, this might be loud. Totally unacceptable. That's why I don't want to give New England a bad name or Cape Cod a bad name, but I am from New Jersey. Not that New Jersey's like, I'm from Northwest Jersey, so I grew up with a lot of farms around me. There is a reason that the name of the state, New Jersey, they call it the Garden State, is because of that. But what I don't like here is the seasons are shorter. The warm month seasons are shorter and not as hot. But down there they're a little bit longer, and we definitely don't get 47 degrees in August. That being said, try to put in more screens. You might say, well, geez, it's August. Oh, I need a screwdriver. Push that out. Hang on. Gotta leave the room again. Yeah, so what I want to do out here is I would like to somehow convert one of these windows into an exhaust fan. So like maybe this one here, get plywood. I'd probably paint the plywood, maybe paint it white. Paint it white, and then like cut out kind of a, I should say a cutout really of a for a box fan, and just have it up on exhaust, right? So that probably won't happen until next year at this point. But have it over here. Now the other thing too to point out is that ceiling fan, I did a brief video on it a while ago, does not work. But we're going to try something in a minute that one of the viewers suggested. What one of the viewers suggested is, so there's not a known actual switch for this fan. Can't find it. There's no switch. Been over that. But they told me to hit the reverse switch, like toggle it back and forth. Can't. I'm probably off camera doing this, but no, that didn't work. It's free. Yeah, I mean, I follow the wire, the cable, up and over, and it's probably using one of the outlets as a junction box, but there's like no switch. all the switches out there are accounted for. I mean, the only ridiculous thing I can think of is, so this is like literally like an outdoor light there. You probably can't see it. Yeah, so I don't know what the deal on that is. I was impressed in the video that I did on that, just like quick video. Someone in the commentary not only listed the manufacturer, the model number, and all this stuff, but I'm so impressed. I mean, I can do that with certain box fans. All right. So I've left the glass. So the TV's right there. I'm leaving the glass in the tube behind the TV just because my luck, I would have like this blowing, driving rain. That would be a problem. Ooh, spiderwebs. Awesome. Disgusting. Yuck. Gross. So let's go deal with that. Okay, that's dealt with. Just keeping an eye on the time here. Alright, let's get this one out. So I didn't put these in, so the other part that annoys me up here is pollen season. Now I get it, everywhere gets pollen. But because it's so stupid up here in terms of it takes forever for things to come alive, that we don't get our pollen until like, it's like Memorial Day weekend, and then you're dealing with it like the first several weeks into June. It just sucks. So I intentionally left these screens completely out, and then in June, even on down Cape Cod, it will still get warm. I mean, we're in a sunroom, right? So like there's glass everywhere. Even if it's 70 degrees outside, it gets hot in here. So, you know, you got to deal with that. Someone told me, perfect. See, these go in so nicely. Someone told me that I should, like above the sliding door, I should slap a ductless mini split up there. Yeah, I guess, but what I'd rather do is take a page out of one of my subscribers and basically, you know, what I could do potentially is turn this window into like plywood and then cut out for an air conditioner, and then I can put 2x4s outside, build like a, you know, build kind of like a shelter or a table for it, to rest the back of it on, right? So there's really nothing to put the pressure on there. And then up top, do a cutout for a box fan, right? The only thing with that is, the air conditioner is, I would have to find a way to close the box fan, because if I want to use the air conditioner, the box fan's fixed up here, and I would have this open gap. I would have to create some type of shutter, which I'm sure could be done. Or maybe like I put the air conditioner over here and the fan over there. That's another thought. I'm hoping, so the floor in here is just a straight up deck floor, right? And they built the walls and the roof and all that stuff on after the fact, which is cool. This is my favorite, like this next to like the garage. You can tell that I'm a dude. Are my two favorite places in the house. The garage because it has my fun stuff like my tools and cars and whatever. And then out here because it's like you're still kind of outside in a way. So I'll be curious. Not that I want to wish time away. That how far into the cold months that I can go out here. We have screens all the way around now, I think. Yep. Yeah, and like I said, I'm gonna find some marketplace lamps or something, or thrift store, okay, Will, for the end tables. And then I can put the screens in there. And I think I may. So that means I gotta roll up the shade and do all this stuff. I gotta move it anyway. I'm going to put the glass in the basement. Yeah, it was one of those things that like, I forget why that day I didn't do all the windows. I don't remember, or the screens. Alright, so moving stuff in circles around here. Yeah, so I have this like Polonus like tower heater. It actually works really well. Like it works. It's used at my the other location at my like home office space because I would keep the heat down to 55 in the rest of the house, and in my office space I would shut the door, being that the house is powered by solar, and just run that, and it would heat. It would actually satisfy the thermostat at 72, which is cool. This is the screens. I have a couple windows with the screens missing, and that would be one of them. So it looks like what they did here is they just roll these things up. This is not sophisticated. But it looks like we did something like this. Oh, I see. Pull it through. I guess these at one time had like rope or whatever. Right. So we got that. These are dirty. So I think what will happen now is by popping these screens in on this side. Oh yeah. There's cross ventilation. Oh yeah, there's like a little breeze. Because I really was only opened up on the two sides there, yeah. Nice. Alright, cool. This is great. Dirty, but great. And what's cool back here is there is privacy. Like you can probably see it'll be interesting when the leaves go down, but again, I can lower these. Yeah, so I think every window other than those two, the doors have screens. So what I'm curious in the commentary is like, what do you guys think I should do for me? And if you like my idea, I'm trying to. Okay, that needs to be cleaned. Oh yeah, look at that. That all needs to be cleaned. I'm sure back here does too. Actually, that's not. That's actually really good. We won't. When I have a little time, I can do it. So, what can you guys see? All right, you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, maybe I'll get some cleaner really quick. So I did a video on this a while back. I used Myers multi-surface. Stuff works pretty good. Smells pretty good. For the heavier duty jobs, I use Simple Green. And that might ultimately be what I need to use in here. Worried that this was like mildew. It's just filth. So using my lunch break today, pretty productive. Gross. Yeah, this was the first time I put up these blinds, if you will, because everywhere else they were just that way when I got the place, so I didn't touch them. I'm wondering if like it, I don't know, because this is not mold. Dirt. You know, sometimes I was going to say like moisture, and if there's dust, it just like, if it dries, it just gets nasty. I'm wondering if that's what kind of happens here. What's also going to happen is I'm going to be sitting on this couch at some point, and I'm going to be looking over here like, oh, that looks so clean. And then I'm going to be looking at the others and be like, oh, suddenly they don't look as clean. And it's funny too because I was just on vacation. My family from Jersey and we're down in Delaware. And they know about the new location, of course, and which is fun. But they're like, oh yeah, when we're coming up, and I just, not that the place is a dump, but like, I feel like I'm not totally set up yet. Like this room is case in point. Like I had to finish this, I just don't want to have. I just kind of want to work it at my own pace here versus having to like stay up late every single night to get the place clean. I mean, it's clean, but you know what I'm saying, like deep clean stuff like this. So I've been trying to get them to hold their horses and say, hey, just give me a little time. Let me just get going with this. The outside definitely needs the outside of this room needs TLC, needs a power wash. And I'm debating on buying one. I had one a number of years ago, and a pump failed on it, and it didn't have many hours on it, which was disappointing. And I do know how to properly use one. Like obviously I didn't use it with that water running through. And so I did away with one because really the heavy duty work was done at the other location just years ago. And I thought, I'll rent one if I ever need one. And I basically was able to keep up with stuff by just using like the spray cleaner you attach to your hose. Because it's really becomes about maintenance then. Yeah, so let me know what you guys think about setting this room up with fans. Like, I just have that thinning light running on the floor there. And it's okay. But I would love, being that this place is solar, like, I don't mind running older equipment because for the most part it's a 4-bedroom house, so it gives you an idea of the size of the roof. So I forget how many solar panels up there, but I am not consuming everything that's generated, even with my air conditioning running. So I'm not opposed to running vintage equipment. Alright, I think that's gonna be that one. Screens are in really good shape over here. I have a window in what will be the guest room that is missing a screen. And I thought I found it outside under the window, which of course that looks to be the same screen except it's in way better shape. I have the TV in here, and I have a TV, like I have a traditional living room with which if you follow the channel you'll see it, or you've seen it, couches and whatever, TV mounted up on the wall. But I've yet to watch a TV show in there because I just love being out here, and it's great because you're putting less wear and tear on the inside of the house too. And the thing is, like, sometimes you just have to run the air conditioner. I talk about it that unfortunately here I kind of have to run the whole thing on the first floor versus just one room because my office is in a closed room, so I can't just run one unit, so I have to run them all. And at some point I just want to be done with the air. Like I love the hot weather, but it's a necessary evil when you're working because you just sit there and sweat. But at the end of the day, it's nice sitting out here. especially hearing all the summer sounds in the evening. That's my favorite. I mean, this is just disgusting. But it looks way better. This will probably be part of the ritual, like when I do the switch, glass the screen, just do a nice wipe down. You know, even then it could just be like a damp cloth because it won't be this bad. So gross. So I hired a cleaning person before I moved a single piece of furniture in here, and because this place, look, I don't enjoy cleaning. I enjoy cleaning my cars and detailing my cars. I enjoy servicing and cleaning fans, but like grime dirt like this, I hate. And so I hired somebody. And they came, and I mean, the dirt that was in this place, there was a lady who lived here, super nice, older, in her 70s, lived here for 30 years. They raised a family here. But when I met her, you know, she had a tough time getting around. She was in a walking boot. So I think things got harder. Things got harder for her, and so I don't think she went after stuff like this or kept up with it. Some spots, and so then you know how it is. If you can't keep up, it just kind of avalanches into disgusting. Much. So I think, again, when I switch back to the glass, well, the glass will probably need to be cleaned. So, and the great thing is I can piecemeal it as the temperatures are coming down, like, let's do 3 today, you know, like a couple of weeks. Maybe after September, or I should say after Labor Day weekend, start to swap it. Let's see if the camera's still going. I did charge the battery before. Are you with me? Oh yeah, we're here. All right, well, so all I really have time for today so what I'll probably do off camera this evening or whatever before I run outside, run around after work, is just take the rest of these things downstairs, the whatever's left of the screens, which would be those two. So I think even over here, yeah, there's like a random screen somebody left back there. No, that's glass, and I think there's the one to swap it. I'll do that. I can do that off camera because it's behind you. That's it. So thanks for watching. If you hung out with me this long, thanks for hanging. It's always good to have someone to chill out with when working on a project like this. Let me know your thoughts, like for this room. Whether it's the fan, troubleshooting, whether it's the air conditioner, the fan. I do have an oscillator that was my grandmother's Lakewood oscillator at the other location that's not being used. I may stick on that end table as well. And then, you know, I suppose I could stick another box fan over here just to move the air around, and kind of cross with the thin light over here. So this room will be dialed in for summer when it's time to wrap up summer, I'm guessing. So again, thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, and perhaps we will update you on how this goes when we get back out here. Bye for now.